What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here, and you're watching another edition of Tobacco Talk, where I review a cigar and then I give you my thoughts on it in 4 key areas: flavor, draw, construction, and burn. It's everything you want to know about that cigar, but it's from my palate's perspective, and then I rate it as to whether I think it's noteworthy or not. So the review for this time comes from EP Carrillo. It is a highly anticipated new cigar that they are releasing starting this year. It is a limited edition for 2023. It is none other than the EP Carrillo Pledge of Allegiance limited edition 2023. Absolutely beautiful primary band, secondary band, the coloring here on the foot band and all of that. Absolutely beautiful. But let's see what the cigar is like, and there's only one way to do that. Let's light it up. Okay, I went with a nice straight cut on this, as you can see right there. On the cold draw, I picked up flavors of like a musty earthiness and some dried fruit, just a real like fresh turned musty earthy flavor note in it. So let's toast her up. Okay, upon initial light up here, you can see I've toasted the foot there. Upon initial light up, I'm picking up flavor notes that are woodiness, dark earth, and there's a little bit of a minerality that comes in on the long finish with that woody note that's there. So really interesting so far. I'm gonna go through the first third of this cigar. When I come back, I'll let you know what the blend on this cigar is, how it got its name Pledge of Allegiance, because you may be thinking that they just sort of combined blends of Pledge and Allegiance. So I'll answer that when I come back, and then I'll let you know what kind of flavor notes I'm picking up in the first third. Okay, let me show you the burn here at the end of the first third. It does have a bit of a lean to it, and the burn line isn't perfectly straight. It's got a little bit of a wave to it, but it is not doing too bad at all. But the construction on this, I mean, look at that ash hold, doing it very, very well. Okay, let's talk about the blend. Let's talk about how many cigars were made and what all is available and the price point on this. So according to an article on Half Wheel, the blend is the first time that EP Carrillo has used tobacco from US 2 different times within the blend. So the blend on this, it has a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, an Ecuadorian grown Connecticut seed binder, and then fillers are from the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and USA. So you've got the Connecticut broadleaf wrapper and the USA filler tobacco. There are the 2 different tobaccos used in this blend. Again, this is the first time that EP Carrillo has done that before. How many cigars are available? Well, true to Pledge of Allegiance, the name, EP Carrillo decided to make 1,776 10-count boxes. So right there, 1776, 10-count boxes, that gives you the number of cigars, and it MSRPs for $20 per cigar. So when you look at a box of 10, there you go, $200, $20 per cigar. But let's talk about the flavor notes in this first third. So the woodiness continued on, the minerality continued on, and the rich soil earthiness is there, but it's a little bit more subdued, and black coffee is coming in now. When you retrohale, you get a long finish with that woodiness as well as the minerality. There's quite a lingering minerality flavor note on my palate, just that salty minerality, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really good so far. The draw on this is absolutely phenomenal. The burn you just saw, and it is doing very well. I would say strength right now is it is probably at a medium minus. I don't know if it's gonna go up from there, but time will tell. So I'm gonna jump into the second third. When I come back, I'll let you know the name behind Pledge of Allegiance, how it got its name, all that information, and I'll let you know about any flavor transitions and how the cigar is going. Okay, let me show you the burn here at the end of the second third. You can see that there's just a little wave to the burn now, doing very, very well. Ash holds on for a good probably 1.5 inches or so before tapping it off. The really long ash you saw in the first segment, I went to go and tap it off and it fell off on its own, but it got a really good burn up until that point. So let's talk about the flavor notes in this second third here. With the richer flavors that were there in the first third, they continued, but that minerality saltiness is absolutely in the forefront. Followed by that rich earthiness and then that black coffee note. That is probably the most steady flavor note through the entire second third, is that coffee with the minerality. And then when you retrohale, you do get a really, really nice nuttiness that's coming through that I am absolutely enjoying. So it's like a salted nuttiness with a cup of black coffee and a little bit of earthiness thrown in there. Very, very good cigar so far. Okay. Pledge of Allegiance, where does it get its name from? How did that happen? So it turns out that that EP Carrillo's former chief operating officer or COO, Salim Hanono, was credited with saying, why don't we come up with a cigar, and we've got the pledge, we've got the allegiance, why don't we just make one and call it the Pledge of Allegiance and sort of bring the two names together. So it's got nothing to do with both blends, you know, being married together or anything of that nature. It's simply just the name Pledge of Allegiance because they have the pledge, they have the allegiance, and they decided to name this the Pledge of Allegiance and do it that way. So now you know where the name came from, where it originated. It's got nothing to do with the blend. Honestly, I was curious about it and looked it up to see if maybe the blend was just a combination of both of them. It's not. It is its own unique blend. And Half Wheel, again, is where I found that information. So you can go and check out Half Wheel for more on this cigar and read that full article. So I'm going to jump into the final third of the cigar. When I come back, I'll let you know any changes in the flavor profile. I'll let you know the draw on it, different things like that. Strength right now on this, I'd put it at a medium plus. It is not there at full yet. Full-bodied flavor, full-bodied experience, but I put it at a medium plus in terms of strength right now. But I'm going to jump into the final third. When I come back, I'll let you know how it's doing, how it ended up, how the flavors were in the final third, and then I'll let you know whether I think this cigar is nub-worthy or not. Okay, let's wrap up this review. Here's the cigar at the end. You can see the burn line on it is nearly straight. One little bump right there, but everything else is nice and straight, doing well. Okay, flavor notes in the final third as it wraps up. So the woodiness is there, is a little bit more of like a charred wood note, and then it got into flavor notes that remind me a lot of the Pledge actually. So there was a white pepper that's completely coating my palate right now. There's a little bit of a black pepper when you retrohale. It's not crazy spicy, but there is a little bit of black pepper in the retrohale there. That nutty note has completely carried its way through the final third here and is really, really nice. So I've got that stronger woodiness, I've got that nutty note, I've got that pepper note in there, and it's really, really good with just that little bit of spice here at the end, and I've really enjoyed how the cigar has finished off. So overall, do I think this is a nub-worthy cigar? I absolutely do. It's a unique experience because of how I have the Allegiance and the Pledge in my mind, just because of the name Pledge of Allegiance. But the Pledge part of the final third here was very, very similar with this Pledge of Allegiance to the original Pledge, at least in my experience with the flavor profiles, different things like that. So really good. If you have tried the Pledge of Allegiance, I believe that this may actually be the first review of it. I've looked and I have not seen any other reviews online about the Pledge of Allegiance. Leave some comments down below. Does this sound like something you would enjoy? Does it sound like something you need to run out and get? If you're a fan of traditional EP Carrillo cigars, this is one that I would strongly recommend you get to try out. Even if it's just a single, since it's $20 per cigar, I'd highly recommend you go and get it and check it out. And when you do, leave some comments down below. Come back and leave some comments. Let me know what your take on it was. Strength on this cigar as it finished off, I'd put it into like a medium plus to full. It's touching into the full strength, but it's not quite there. There are little hints of it where it gets a little bit stronger and then it tames itself down just a little bit to the medium plus. But really good experience. You saw the construction on it, the burn, everything. The ash holds on very, very well, and the draw on it finished up very nicely. I've enjoyed it, so I'd love to know what your thoughts on the cigar are when you smoke it. Come back and let me know. But that's going to do it for this edition of Tobacco Talk. Enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see you.